what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Big Things Kentucky. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we got our Girls Sweet 16 special with 3 top coaches in the regions that had amazing years this year. Coach Bew, tell us who our guest is.
My guy, Coach Steve Helton from Scott County, who's a North Carolina fan. Go Heels. We got a new coach, too. We got Coach Allison Denton, who's had so much success at Lafayette, one of the best coaches in the state. We also got our guy, Coach Matthew Yates. Coach Matthew Yates did a remarkable job and a little bit of body of work for the end of the season for this Tates Creek team. 3 of these teams are young with great coaches. Man, the sky's the limit for them.
Yes, sir. So here we got them one-on-one, and then we're going to bring them in and talk about the Sweet 16 and a few other topics. Here's that here. Coach Yates, man, your Tates Creek girls had an amazing season. You've had a great run these last 2 years, being to the district championships and actually winning. Coach, man, just kind of tell us a little bit about this past season, Coach.
Well, you know, just like everybody else, it was just crazy because you didn't get the practice time to start. They cut it short. And then as soon as we were let off of it, and I think they gave us like 2 weeks to get ready for the season, we had to miss another 10 days because, somebody called it on the team. And so it really got us off to a slow start, and we never really got our footing. To be quite honest with you, I think going into the district, we might have been like 3-8 or something like that, 3-11. But a lot of those games we lost were games that, first of all, were teams that were very good, teams from our district. We have a really tough district. And we were in those games. We just didn't quite pull it together yet. So, it was just kind of amazing with that last week that we had. Everybody canceled games because they were trying to get ready for the districts, and nobody wanted to catch COVID and going into the district. So it gave us a whole 7 days to practice and get ready. And that was something we hadn't been able to do all year. And man, those 7 days really helped us to bond and come together and figure out what we needed to do in order to make a run.
Now, Coach, speaking of those last few games, Coach, you went on a 4-game run where you beat LCA, you beat Dunbar, who was the favorite to win it all, probably even the Sweet 16. You beat Lafayette, a good team, and you also beat Frederick Douglass. Very impressive run, Coach. And then COVID takes you out. You win the region, you win the district. COVID takes you out. How was the ups and downs of that emotional roller coaster?
Wow, I can't begin to tell you really how that felt. But it felt great to have that run and win those games simply because it was just a matter of the girls coming together. There's this thing we talk about in sports of chemistry and teams coming together, and people work on that all the time. But really, it just comes down to the players deciding, hey, they're all in for the team. They're not worried about their own personal, and I'm going to do whatever I can to win the game. And that happened. And it was just really nice to watch the girls learn that. That was something that can carry them through the rest of their life. And then to get that news, and I had to kind of hold on to that news for half a day. And we were having practice, and the girls are sitting, they're watching film, they're getting ready for practice. And I'm knowing all the time that I got to break this news to them, and which was one of the worst meetings I've ever had with a team, to tell them, well, somebody has been in contact with COVID and our season's over. You talking about just a shock. I think they thought I was joking for a second. And I told them, no, it's real. And the tears started to flow then. So it was crazy.
Now, Coach, just kind of tell us about this group real quick, just that you finished this season with. How you guys have grown through your time with these girls.
Well, I tell you what, this group of girls have been together for 4 years. A lot of them playing as 8th graders and 9th graders on varsity and getting beat. So, for them to stay together and find a way and keep growing, And we really just had some breakout people at tournament time. You know, Maddie Kaufman, she just went crazy shooting the ball. Elise Lavers, just her floor generalship was just off the charts. You know, you get 17 points and you get 15 assists in a high school game. That's almost unheard of. And then for, you know, like a freshman like Ashton Harris to just come in and just being exactly what we needed at a time and just coming out of her shell. And then we had people like, you know, my daughter, Aaliyah, and Caitlin Shelton, who are seniors that my daughter starts, but she's not a star player. And Dane and Caitlin's not it, but their leadership was unbelievable when it came to just saying, whatever you need me to do, coach, and just being leaders, diving on the floor and just making every possession tough for the other team. You know, I go back and watch that film right now from the little run we had. That was just some fortitude on the presence of those young ladies. Just said, you know what, we're just going to leave it all out. I mean, every pass was tough. We made every rebound tough for another team to get. You know, we made it tough for them to run their simple plays. And, you know, it takes a lot of effort to do that.
We're here today with Coach Allison Denton from Lafayette High School. Coach Denton, you've had a remarkable career at Lafayette, great season, regional run-ups this year. Coach, what are you doing the COVID and all the stuff you dealt with? How have you kept this team together and been so successful?
Well, this is something I've even talked to the girls about this year for being on and off so much. They did it. I have had more than enough Zoom practices than I care to discuss. You know, I'd be on with them for weeks at a time doing ball handling and watching them run. And then I'd have to send them off and say, here's what you're supposed to do. It's on you. And they really took ownership of it. They've grown up a lot this year, shown a lot of maturity. I just love them. They're good young women, and it was hard to watch this season end with them. But the good thing is they're not gone yet. So that gives us hope for next year.
Now, Coach, y'all literally came out of nowhere, Coach. How did you get this group to just do what y'all did at the end of the season, Coach? I mean, y'all beat who's who and everybody to make this run, Coach.
I don't know how to even really answer that, except to go back to, you know, my coaching staff. We had a focus on what we needed to do. We worried about Lafayette and didn't worry about really who we were playing, because we have so much to worry about with ourselves. And so really we just kind of stayed focused on what we needed to do to be a better basketball team. And in the end, you know, we spent a lot of time on working on scoring in the paint and free throws. At the very beginning of the year, I talked to the girls and I said, you know, when I look back at the games that we've lost over the few years, they've been lost in the paint and they've been lost at the free throw line. And so we changed a lot of things that we did this year. You know, when you lose by 10, you can look at the points in the paint, you can look at the free throw line. I hate looking at those stats and thinking if we just made those free throws, it would have been different. So we changed things we did. We shot free throws every day for 30 minutes. Wow. That really changed our game. We have kids that were able to get to the line, and I knew if they get to the line, we got to be able to put it in the hole. And that's a lot of time to spend on free throws. But when you look at the games that we won, you know, we could have been doing other things, obviously. But I think because they spent the time and really focused on those free throws, we won ball games for it. So they bought into what we were asking them to do. And, you know, it's ultimately up to the kids, the 15, the 16, the 17-year-olds to do it.
Now you speak about that team, Coach. This is a remarkable how young you are. You have a 7th grader, an 8th grader, a bunch of sophomores, juniors, not one senior on this team. So I know you're feeling pretty good about the years to come, Coach. This is pretty impressive with such a young team.
Yes, it gives us a lot of hope. And the group that's the juniors right now, they were all thrown into starting positions when they were freshmen. So we have had our fair share of lumps. We've taken some lumps, but the fact that they were on in starting roles as freshman at 14 years old is really benefiting. And they're such excellent role models for my younger ones. You know, I talk about it all the time that they're more than just basketball players. My daughter's on the team. She's one of the 7th graders. And I trust her completely with these 17-year-olds. She's 12. So they're good girls, good families. And, you know, I think that has a lot to do with, you know, our success.
Man, we're here with Scott County Coach Steve Helton. Coach Helton, thanks for joining us, man. I had to talk about the Carolina stuff out the way first. That was most important, Coach. I'm sorry. Man, Coach, man, great season. You turned around. You talked about your struggles early on. We interviewed you, but it'd be your problems. Were they still a problem most of the year as far as getting your time in with the girls and stuff? Was that still one of your biggest issues during the season?
You know, I was one of the ones who was coming in and, you know, obviously you can't say anything outwardly, but I knew that we were going to have some issues, potential issues. Let me say potential, you know, with our practices, with the exposures, with, you know, we did have some kids get sick. Myself, we had some time off during the season, and, you know, we started out 1-5, and we ended up, we won 9 of our last 13. You know, did we ever put it together? No, we didn't ever put it together, but the kids improved, you know, and I was really, you know, we coached them hard, just like we would if we'd have had a full summer and a full preseason. And you know, a lot of hats off to our kids and their parents. You know, I sent a big thank you, not only to our kids for what they had to go through, but our parents. I mean, every night out, I was having to send them ticket lists and ticket procedures and, you know, you guys sit here and you guys sit there. So our parents, I really tip my hat to them as well for what they stuck with us.
Now, Coach, real quick, man, we talked about KT at the beginning of the season. Talk about how important she was to your team and the season that she had as a wonderful player.
We were sending out, you know, ballots and information, and I just wanted, you know, we don't play everybody in our region, so I want everyone to kind of know a little bit about our personnel. And, you know, with KT, we put point forward on her initial paperwork because, you know, she's been a forward. You know, she's been able to stretch the floor because she can shoot the perimeter shot, but she had never played the point guard position other than a few reps here and there. And, you know, after, you know, I would say 4 or 5 games, KT moved to our primary point guard, and she improved throughout the season. You know, we joked and we kidded a lot. You know, she was also our lead rebounder, and usually that doesn't work out when your point guard is your lead rebounder. But she really did a great job handling the ball for us, running our stuff. You know, it was a learning experience from her position that she's played for 5 years to now she's running the show. You know, she averaged 15 points a game, 12 rebounds a game from the point position. So really, really proud of her leadership. We had 3 seniors, KT, Kaylee, and Kylie, and you know, she went through a lot this season. And coming back, you know, little baby boy who was in the locker room some, not much because of COVID protocols, but you know, balancing being a new mother as well as a student athlete, we couldn't have been more proud of KT and her entire family.
All right, man, for our Sweet 16 preview, we're going to bring on all 3 coaches and talk about this bracket. Here we go with Coach Allison Denton, Coach Matthew Yates, and Coach Steve Helton. Quick, you know, we bring on our regional coaches. We just want to talk a little Sweet 16. Just real quick, coaches, looking at the brackets, do you have a favorite for this tournament, coaches? Anybody?
Well, I from what I've seen and the teams I know, Anderson County it's going to be hard to deal with. Yeah. They were really good, and then when they got Mimi, it kind of took them over the top. So looks like them and Franklin County are in the same bracket. So that's a toughie for Franklin County to run into.
Coach Denton, you got a thought? Who's your favorite, Coach Denton?
I'm with Matt. I think Anderson County's got a great shot at it. I've seen them play a few times, and they can put the points on the board. And I know they're well coached. So I would choose them.
Coach Helton?
You're probably got to be careful because when you start calling names off, they start remembering that. And you start seeing them people on your schedule, and they start using that against
you. I thought about that after I said it.
Well, we play them, so they're not. You know, the fact of it is, it's going to be a great tournament. I think both brackets have some really good coaches. They have some really good teams. Obviously Anderson County's been there all year long, but there's a few teams that are looming. And you get on that stage, depending on how your kids react and depending on how they shoot the ball in Rupp Arena. There's always going to be a one or two maybe uh-ohs. So we'll see what happens.
Now, to kind of follow up on the opposite spectrum, what Coach Trucker asked, we've noticed in the boys' Sweet 16, we had Highlands come out of nowhere and win the Sweet 16, beat a lot of favorites. Do any of you see any teams like that? Maybe they can put a run together that you wouldn't expect to make a run.
I'll be honest, I haven't followed many other teams just because of the year that we've had. I can't really give an opinion on that. I know my friend Christy Orem, who coaches at Pikeville. I'm rooting for her, and I hope she does well.
Now, also, one of the things like we talked about, with the boys, they had the bracket, and it seemed like one side was stacked a little more heavier. Do you feel like that this year is much more evened out as far as the girls' bracket is concerned?
I would agree with that because I think on the other side, Bethlehem, those girls have been together for a while, and I think you would even have to worry about in Franklin County's bracket, had to worry about Bishop Brossett. I've played against them and I've seen them. They really get after it, man to man, well coached. Like Coach Helton said, man, you never know what a 16-year-old is going to do when they get on that stage, and then you have to perform. It's kind of a luck thing. Whoever performed the best at that time.
What we do know is that they're there, and something had to fall right for them to be there.
Yeah.
And if it works out the way it looks, I mean, you've got some incredible first-round games that could very easily be semifinal games. You've got a bracket, you've got two brackets, your top and bottom. There's going to be some good games throughout this entire tournament, and I think it's exciting. We had a chance last week to attend, the boys' game, and KHSA really did a great job. I mean, it was really well done considering our circumstances. So hopefully this week we'll get to see a few games, and there's going to be some key matchups and some key moments during these games, and it could be one or two possession games.
Seeing as how you've all competed with our region's representative, Franklin County, what do you feel like Coach Stacker needs to do to get his girls through the tournament?
Coach Stacker's going to do what he's going to do. I mean, he's going to have his kids ready. I mean, they're going to, he does have a little bit more size than usual this year. So I definitely, that at least allows a little bit of different aspect of their game. But, they're going to go as Brooklyn goes. And, Brooklyn is definitely an incredible player. And she's going to, I would think that she's going to be the point of a lot of defensive attacks. But, he has two girls inside, Patience and the other big kid that can really give some matchup problems.
Coach Denton, you gave them a nice little run there, Coach. Got any secrets on, something they might need to look for and look out for?
Well, we didn't give them a good run, but their size is probably going to be intimidating to some. Again, they're going to go, if Brooklyn goes, I mean, she's a game changer. She doesn't do what she could do during the whole game. I mean, she loves to share the ball. but she could take over, and she doesn't do that. And but you know that it's there. If they need it, she's going to make it happen. But she does a great job of being a team player. I think I was really impressed with how she did that. She finds her open teammates. She can run. She wants the ball in tough situations. But I think their size underneath is one of their strengths. And those girls are hard to block out. They don't miss many shots in the paint, and they can get position anytime they want it. So if a team can score from the outside, I think they have a chance to beat them. I don't know what it'll look like if they're trying to go in there against them. Well, I can tell you what it looked like. We did it. Our shots didn't fall against them. But if a team can shoot from the outside, they've got a chance. Or if they can get a couple runs together in spurts, that might happen. But they do have some big advantages.
Now, one thing, like we've been kind of going around and talking to a lot of the top girls teams throughout the state this season. And this is something that me and Coach Bew talked about as far as our region. You know, Coach, mainly I think this is more for Lexington schools, and I guess Coach Helton for you too, because now that you've added Great Crossings, what's something we can do to up our skill level as far as like the girls basketball here? Like one thing me and Coach Bew noticed was we don't really have like the girls leagues, you know, like that they have from middle school and so forth. What are some of your suggestions, coaches, to get our girls more skilled?
Well, we talk about this all the time in my household. We don't have the developmental leagues here, and it's starting to happen. I mean, I've got my two children at Hoop Dreams over there with Mike Scott, who's working on, and he's the need for girls. And that's coming along. But our middle school programs, when we only can get 10 games in a season for our middle schoolers, and in Lexington, they're coming from all over the place. So, that's a disadvantage because we don't have the counties where they're, feeding all those kids right into us. But we just don't have developmental leagues like we should. And I think that's, when you're coming in as a freshman and you don't understand terminology or, what a screen is or a pick and roll or what triple threat is, that's an issue. And that's what we face every single year.
Well, I think I agree with Allison that, we're working on it. I think there's some coaches like the coach over at Frederick Douglass, Coach Moberly. He's going to do some summer coaching, which he used to coach in middle school here in Lexington. So, those girls are getting more time on the floor, and they don't have to go so far to play on an AAU team. And then it's just kind of like maybe us reaching back to the middle schools and maybe us coming together as Fayette County High School coaches, trying to put something on for all middle school. And then we all can do it and add our little piece in, and we're all helping each other and helping the whole district. That's what I would like to do.
Coaches, well, thank y'all so much. Appreciate you, coaches, for dealing with us and helping us get through this, man. We had a great season following you guys. I know it was hard, with all you went through in COVID. Looking forward to a great year next year. Coach Bew.
Thank you all again. Appreciate it. Looking forward to next season. Thank you.
Hey, thank you guys for the work y'all do. I look forward to watching what y'all put on Big Things Kentucky. So, I think y'all really helping us, and we appreciate it.
Appreciate y'all. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank y'all. Thanks, coaches. Yep.
All right, Coach, man, that's Sweet 16. I'm going to have to go with them. I like Coach Burr Whistle and my Anderson County Bearcats, baby. Woo! But we got Franklin County. Coach, give me the Bird Whistle and the Anderson County Bearcats. We win and we ride, Coach.
Coach, I'm going to tell you what, Anderson County has put a thumping on my Franklin County Flyers a couple of different times. They got there. I don't know what it is. He's got Coach Stacker's number. But not so fast, my friend. Coach Stacker's going to figure it out. He can get them girls going. Brooklyn Miles going to leave the state of Kentucky break their heart, but not going to Tennessee. She's gonna break their heart again and win the state championship for Franklin County Flyers. Let's go, Coach Thacker, the Franklin County Flyers, baby.
Ooh, Coach, you know what? I forgot about Sacred Heart, man. I like her team too. Right. Well, one thing we do know from watching the boys tournament, Coach, anything's possible, baby. So who knows what's going to happen with this, man? But we do know it's going to be fun watching. I don't know, Coach. It's a lot of great teams. Only one winner, though.
The thing about it is, man, it's wide open. As we've seen with the boys, with Highlands pulling off their upset, pulling their run, came out of nowhere. You know, nobody really talked about them. And it very well could happen with the girls we've seen, like a question we asked the coaches. So anything, like you said, anything's possible. Anything can happen. It's Sweet 16. Let's play the games.
Yes, sir. Well, enjoy the tournament. We'll keep you updated on the scores and the outdates. Just follow us on all our platforms. As Coach Bew would say, make sure you subscribe, share, and like. And hey, let's do it, baby. Sweet 16, we win and we ride, ladies.
As always, there should be a living donor. I'm Coach Bew, my man, Coach TB on the side of the coach truck. Let's go.
Hey.